Wow. So this is all like up to scale of what like the school actually looks like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We started the project. Do you want me to tell you about it?
Yeah, you know what? Tell me about how did this idea come about?
The idea started actually, our class, we were working on some measurement. We were working on some measurement stuff, and we were actually just measuring random things in the class, like our desks, and suddenly someone wanted to measure the whole classroom. And so we measured the whole classroom actually using, instead of using rulers, we used objects like tiles in the room. And from that, we actually built kind of a blueprint of the classroom. And from there, it kind of just snowballed and snowballed. And eventually we started measuring not only our class, but other classrooms as well. And eventually we had compiled a giant blueprint of the whole school.
It basically started out with us and in our desks, just looking at the tiles from the floor. Because I measured it and I found out that each tile was 1 foot. So then I just counted all the tiles for the width and the height. I mean, the width and the length. And then like people were really excited to start building in Minecraft, and then we just started digging the the platform. Then we just started building.
Yeah, the students, after we got the blueprint of the school finished, we had this amazing idea to put our blueprint into action. And we used Minecraft, which is a kind of a digital building platform. And as Sawyer said, we dug out the dimensions of the school in the ground, which actually was a pretty big undertaking because it took about 15,000 blocks or so just to dig out the foundation of the school.
That was only one layer.
And that was just one layer. And the highest point of the school, I think, is our old part of our building. And that, I believe, was about 35 blocks high. So all told, there's close to 400,000 to 500,000 bricks in the whole school.
Wow, that is incredible. So who you might have already said this a little bit, but who suggested to put this into Minecraft form?
It kind of, because previous to this, we were actually built blueprints of a house, of our houses, like our dream house. And a couple of kids in the class, students like Lex and Sawyer, were really keen to put those into Minecraft. And so we actually first created a small village in Minecraft. And then when we started measuring the school, we wanted to, someone had the idea, I'm not sure who it was, but they had the idea to put the school in our village. But then we just decided to make our own kind of world with just the school in the world. And from there, it just kind of blossomed.
Yeah, it was like 10 months in school.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of our friends and students, Ben. We basically just measured out the width that we needed to do the entire school. And then we started building, like we dug out the layer of each room and then we placed a block. So then Mr. Beniston started the library just to show us what we were gonna do. And it was like super cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
at the moment I showed the students the library. When I showed the students the library, I remember they all just stared at the screen and thought, wait, that is our library. And when you build something to scale, it really makes an impact because you can imagine yourself within that space. And we did the calculations, and the main character of Minecraft is about 2 meters tall. And we all realized that that's about 7 feet tall. So we thought that if we built it to a 1-to-1 scale, the school would seem very small as it would to a 7 or 8 foot person. So we decided to actually expand the scale and make it so that instead of 1 meter scale, we put it to a 2-to-1 meter scale. So the school itself seems very big in the game, like the character seems quite small, but yeah, but if you zoom away from the school, you'll see that the school actually is in pretty close comparison to the actual thing.
If you were like a child in the game.
Yes.
And when it's smaller, it's a lot easier to do all the details. But when it's when it's a lot. When it's a lot bigger, it's a lot easier to do the details. But when it's smaller, it's really hard to do.
That's right. If you wanted to do a bulletin board in Minecraft and you only had 2 squares to work with, the board would take up the whole wall, which wasn't as accurate.
Kind of on that topic, how did it work for you teaching calculation and stuff like that to your students using Minecraft? Like, did you find it that it actually kind of made it easier in a way, or just made it more enjoyable for the kids in general?
Yeah, that's the brilliant thing. When I was younger, we were using AutoCAD, which is a pretty old program. I still think it's used, but it was used as a blueprinting and drafting program. But Minecraft really lends itself to graph paper. Apparently, graph paper and Minecraft are very similar. So when you put a blueprint down on graph paper, it's easily adaptable to Minecraft because Minecraft works with blocks and so does graph paper. So once we finished the blueprint, we were able to easily put that into graph paper or from graph paper to Minecraft, I should say. And then what students did was they actually traveled around the school, and the design aspect, I didn't really have to teach that. Students came to school already knowing how to play Minecraft better than I do, in fact. And I had students putting projectors on the board. I had students putting blackboards in. I had students building desks and chairs, and I didn't have to teach that. Once I taught that foundational aspect of one block in Minecraft is one block on our blueprint, they were able to take it, and I just kind of went along for the ride.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is awesome. For you two guys, how did you find this whole experience? Did you find that doing math was a little bit more fun, or what was your experience like?
I thought it was a bit easier because, like, I was doing something that I liked and am good at, while also doing something that I'm like Minecraft I like, but I'm not a big math person, so it made me like the project a little more.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like an aspect of math, 7 hours of work each day, and like a lot of fun. I had such great experiences working on the school with like my friends, working on doing all the details. It's just so cool.
And I invited all the kids to look into careers in architecture and design because this project had such a positive impact, and having kids being proud of what they built. When students came in for parent-teacher conferences, you could really tell how proud they were. And we actually had an amazing turnout for our student-teacher conferences because students are really excited to share these with their parents, and their parents are filming with their camera phones and really were excited to share this with their families as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, you found it really enjoyable because it's something that you like to do, and I feel like you would take more pride in something that you enjoyed doing, right? So it's really awesome that that you gave these kids that opportunity. Way to go.
Yeah, thanks. It was a real exciting thing. And now our next unit is space. So Vanessa, we are going to be building some Mars, some basically a settlement on Mars. And we're going to be using Minecraft to think about things like food and shelter and how, like, I'm going to ask the students, how would we grow food on Mars? We could do a lunar base. And once students start to think about that, they have to start thinking about community and they have to start thinking about sustenance. So you can see now that this math project is now correlating and moving towards helping kids to think about sustainability and to think about designing communities. It's a really exciting prospect.
And Mr. Beniston, would you suggest other teachers try using Minecraft for teaching purposes?
Absolutely. There are tons of resources for all school divisions. If you're interested in taking up Minecraft, get in contact with your educational resource center and make sure you ask them if they have some professional development around Minecraft because it's easy to take up and teachers will just be surprised how much technical literacy that their kids will come to school with. And they honestly, they won't have to do very much. The kids will take it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
All the best. Take care.
All the
Bye-bye.
best. All right. Take care.